Hey guys, today we are going to discuss why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java with respect to class. I will take some examples. Using that example, we will know why not possible. Let's go. Suppose I have a class P1, right? I have a class P1 and one more class P2, right? And one more class, that is C. At that class is extends both class P1 comma P2, right? In that class C I have a main method, public static void main, string args, string array, string argument, right? Okay, in that class I have a main method. In main method I am creating the object of class C, right? C small c equals to new constructor. Okay, we know guys, in Java if you are not creating any constructor, compiler will generate default constructor. In all three classes P1, P2 and C, I didn't create any constructor. So what will happen? What will compiler will do? Compiler will generate default constructor of class P1, default constructor of class P2 and default constructor of class C. Let's see which default constructor will look like that. Like P1 and class P2 constructor is look like that. In class C constructor will default constructor will look like that. One more thing, in every constructor the first statement is super calling statement. We already know these things, right? Super calling statement. What super calling statement will do? Here in C class C, in main method I created object of class C. Here what I am doing, I created object of class C, but internally I am invoking the default constructor of class C, and that default constructor will do what will do. There in default constructor there is super calling statement. That super calling statement will try to call the super class constructors, but here we have two super classes. At that time compiler will confuse which super classes constructor should I call, because here in that class that constructor having super calling statement which is non-parameterized, it will try to search the super class constructor of non-parameterized. Here both having non-parameterized, at that time compiler will confuse which class constructor should I call. Because of that reason multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. That's one example. I will some modify. I will take I am making one more example here. Suppose I have a one field here, int a, and one more method is also there, void main m. Suppose that m method is there. In class P2 also I have one field of same name a and same name of method m. Why I made this? Let understand that. Okay, a moment when I call the SOP of the superclass variables, what will happen here? Here also, we know guys, class C extend both class P1 and P2, means we are inheriting both classes properties inside class C. A moment when I try to invoke the variable of superclasses, what will happen? Here also confusion or ambiguity, if you say in technical term, confusion and ambiguity happens, because at that time compiler will confuse which superclass variable should I call. We can say because of that reason also multiple inheritance is not possible. One more thing we can add here, c.m. In that case also, superclass having same method name, which method should I call, compiler will confuse. If interviewer asks why multiple inheritance is not possible, what will answer we can give? We can say during constructor chaining ambiguity and confusion happens, and during calling we can also say that confusion and ambiguity happens during superclass having same variable name. Confusion and ambiguity happens during superclass having same method name. Because of that reason multiple inheritance is not possible. Or if then the question will become, then what is the solution of that? If with respect to class is not possible, then how multiple inheritance is possible in Java? Using interface it is possible, but we will see in different video. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.